Okay, we're going to close the show up then with taking a quick look at what our playoff chances are looking like. Currently, the Toronto Blue Jays in the throes of a playoff battle between the Seattle Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays. What are things looking like currently?
Okay, wild card standings. We got Mariners in the first place, Toronto in the second wild card spot, and Tampa Bay is a half game back in the third wild card spot.
So is Toronto a game back of Seattle there?
No, we are tied with them, but we've played
Tied
two
with them?
more games. So,
Okay.
and they have got the head-to-head tiebreaker on us as well.
And it's interesting for this wild card race because really all the AL Central teams have fallen right out of the possibility of getting a wild card. However, the AL Central is still up for grabs.
Big time.
Cleveland has separated themselves a little bit, but it is tight.
Yeah, so the White Sox and the Twins are both 6.5 and 7.5 games back of a wild card spot, but they're both within like 3 games of the Cleveland Guardians for the AL Central. So, yeah, it's definitely up for grabs there.
One thing to keep in mind, too, the White Sox are about as hot as you can get as a team recently. And on top of that, the Twins have turned it around. They were kind of tanking there, and they play the Guardians for a series coming up right away here. So it should get really interesting. I know we always focus on the American League, so let's just take a quick peek at the National League and what's going on there.
National League. Okay, we got the Mets leading the NL East. They're 1 game up on the Braves as they have been. Is free fall too bold of a word to
It
say
might
about
be
these
too
Mets?
bold, but yeah, they have been having a rough month.
Definitely
Absolutely.
cooled off as much as the Yankees had, that's for sure. Phillies 9 games back of the Mets, but they're right there in the wild card race. In the NL Central, we got the Cardinals and the Brewers. Cardinals got about an 8-game lead for the division, and then the Dodgers 21 games up on the Padres.
Unreal. And the Padres are having a great season.
Man, yeah.
So what does that wild card look like before we call this a show?
Atlanta's got the first wild card, and they are 8 games up on the Phillies. So Atlanta's going to have home field advantage in that first round. Phillies, the second wild card spot, and then the San Diego Padres in the third spot. They have a 1.5 game lead on the Milwaukee Brewers, and that's about it.
Wow.
Beyond that, it's the San Francisco Giants, and they're like 9 games out. So
Right.
I would say
Okay,
it's Brewers and Padres going for that third and final wild card spot.
Interesting. God, I love pennant baseball.
September
September's
baseball
the
is the
best.
best baseball, man.
It's just
you know
so
what?
fun.
Might be better than October baseball.
Unless the Jays are in it.
Unless you're going unless your team wins it all. Because
Yeah.
you've got all of the tension and like every
Yeah.
game matters, but also you don't have that devastation of your team getting eliminated.
Exactly. And
You know?
this is why playoff baseball is so amazing, too. Like, man, I love playoff baseball, probably more than any other sports playoffs. And playoffs in general are just fun. Buddy, it is so funny, man. That fly flew right into your face in the middle of that John Gibbons interview and, like, right into your eye, I think. And
I know. I
just-
kept seeing it and I had to like close my eye in self-defense.
You just took it.
I just
You
took
didn't
it.
make
I'm
a big deal.
team player.
Like a professional.
Professional. I could be a closing pitcher with this kind of psychopathic stability here. All right.
Okay, so
great
let's
days,
wrap it up here. Just a quick reminder to everyone: if you are waiting on that John Gibbons interview, feel free to join the Patreon. We do really appreciate all of your help. The whole reason we were able to get a new computer and chug along like this, I don't know if everyone has noticed, but Adam has had all sorts of windows open on his computer, switching from stat to stat, just
Stats and
seamless.
standings. It's been phenomenal. I'm
Seamless.
loving this. All right.
So we'll give our regular tip of the hat to our Patreon here. Adam has the names.
I don't have the list of names. Of course
God,
not.
one more tab.
One more tab. Let's see if we can open it quickly. I can't open it quickly, but we'll get there. I'm working on it. I'm stalling.
Well, I'll give the socials in
There
the
we go.
meantime. You can
All right.
always
You could have
reach
just
out to
done
us.
that, yeah.
Yeah, you can always reach out to us on Twitter at Walk Off Podcast, the Walk Off Podcast on Instagram. Please join the Discord if you'd like. That thing is happening. It's a good place to be. All sorts of rabid Blue Jays fans in there. Free. Always. The link is in the show notes. Adam with the list of Patreon.
Yeah, patreon.com/the Walk Off Podcast. You can support us for $1 a week, $4 a month. We appreciate the support from everybody. The list of names is as follows. We've got, in reverse order this time, Joey, Patrick, Wyatt, John, Dunedin Bob, David, Abraham, Michael, Sarah, John, Simon, Rashid, Joshua, Jeremy, and Ian.
Love it.
We got there.
Nailed it.
Such a great episode. We had a great recording in that interview, and then in the last 2 minutes, I botched it. This fly got in my head.
Hey, if we're not going to fumble a little bit, what are we even doing here? This isn't the walk-off if we're not making a mistake somewhere.
Cheers to you, Scott.
Yeah, right back at you, buddy. I did have one last thing to say, but I don't remember.
Live show. You want to shout that out?
Yeah,
Calgary.
The live show. That's exactly what I was going to say. In Okotoks, Big Beaver Brewing, Sunday, September 25th. Come and join us. We're watching the Rays game together, and then Adam and I are going to do a live podcast interactive with everyone that has shown up. That is in Okotoks, which is just outside of Calgary. We really appreciate any Calgarians who make the extra trek there. All the best to everybody. If you are this far into the podcast and you are not subscribed, means the world if you hit a like, subscribe, and maybe make a comment. All the best, everybody. We will see you Sunday for Long Toss.